Hello, and welcome to Adler Graduate School course number 504, Abnormal Psychology. My name is Rocky Garrison, and I am the teacher for this course. This talk goes over the assignments for the course. Be sure to download the 2 assignment guides before you listen to this talk. There is another talk on the course page that goes over the goals of the course and gives you an overview of the organization. I suggest you listen to that talk before you listen to this one. In each unit after the first one, you will complete a personal reflection using the CFI supplementary modules as a guide. We will focus on the case of Veronica from the Morrison textbook in units 2, 3, and 4, and then 5 different cases for the rest of the course. There are 2 conceptual forums, one in Unit 1 and another in Unit 5. The special project for this course is to conduct a diagnostic interview with a friend or colleague and write an initial assessment report presenting your findings. Now let's take a closer look at each type of assignment. There are 8 components to the supplementary modules of the cultural formulation interview. We will focus on one in each unit. The personal reflections are for you to explore each of these components from an experiential perspective. For each component, your assignment is to consider a problem you currently have or one that you have had in the past and discuss this problem using the framework presented in the component of the cultural formulation interview. The goal of this exercise is to achieve an integration of the 3 systems of information processing. The knowing system, where you have the factual content of the component from your reflection on the problem. The doing system, where you translate this knowledge into practice. And the reflecting system, where you consider the experience of answering the component question. The reflection system can feed information and conclusions back to your understanding of the component and to the style you use in your inquiry about that component. For each reflection, you are encouraged to consider these topics. First, how did it feel to process your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors from the perspective of the CFI component? Second, did this experience give you any additional insight into yourself? Third, did this experience change your understanding of the component of the CFI? And fourth, what impact did this exercise have on your style of inquiring into the component of the CFI with your clients? There is a guideline document available on the course page. Each personal reflection can earn up to 2 points. I tend to give 2 points for these exercises unless there is a glaring deficiency evident. Please address all 4 questions in your reflection, as well as all of the topic areas that are identified in the CFI semi-structured interview. I am looking for an accurate and deep intuitive understanding of the problem you are discussing, and well-written responses with no significant grammar errors. Lucid writing, with no ambiguity, indicates an ability to communicate well about personal issues. Your postings will be confidential. Please let me know if you are going to be late during turning in these papers. We will look at the case of Veronica from several perspectives in Units 2, 3, and 4. In Unit 2, we will complete a measure exercise and a case study of her depressive symptoms. For the measures exercise, you begin by reading the case study of Veronica in Morrison, that's on pages 69 to 72, and then empathize with her as best you can, striving to see the world and her functioning as she sees it. Focus on the time of the interview that is reported in the book. Imagine that she had been asked to complete the Level 1 symptom measure and the HUDAS just before this interview, and complete these forms as if you were her. Report your findings in the measures exercise forum. You will be able to review the posting of each of your fellow students at that time as well. I strongly encourage you to take the time to do this. Seeing how others have perceived a case is a powerful learning opportunity. I will post my work on the day after it is due for you to review. Please let me know if you're going to be late in posting this response. You can earn up to 4 points for your original contribution to this forum, but no points for peer comments. It is important that all appropriate measures be completed. I am looking for an accurate and intuitive interpretation of the data, as well as well-written responses with no significant grammatical errors. In Unit 2, you will complete a study of Veronica's depressive symptoms, and in Unit 3, a study of her feeding and eating symptoms. The case study assignment in Unit 4 is to hypothesize about a maintenance process that keeps Veronica's distress going. In Units 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, you will complete a diagnostic case study based on case material that is available in each unit on the course page. For these case studies, complete the Level 1 assessment measure and the HUDAS as if you were the client in the case at the time specified in the case study. Report your DSM-5 and ICD-10 diagnoses, including specifiers for the case. Identify any missing information in the case report that would help you be clearer about your diagnosis. Review the appropriate decision trees and describe your process of differential diagnosis for this case. Discuss any similarities or differences between this case and the diagnostic features, development and course, risk and prognostic factors, culture-related diagnostic issues, gender-related diagnostic issues, and diagnostic markers from DSM-5 for your primary diagnosis. Describe a maintenance process that is evident in the case report. You may focus on a single symptom or on a combination of symptoms of the diagnostic category as you identify behaviors and beliefs that seem to you to perpetuate the person's distress and dysfunction. For each case analysis, you can earn up to 4 points for your original response and up to 2 points for your peer responses. Please be sure to include all 6 of the factors described on the previous slide. I am looking for an accurate and deep intuitive understanding of the case, as well as a well-written response with no significant grammatical errors. Lucid writing with no ambiguity indicates an ability to communicate well with your client about your diagnostic formulation. I will post my work on the day after it is due for you to review. Unless you notify me, late postings will receive half credit. The conceptual forum in Unit 1 asks you to compare and contrast the DSM and individual psychology understanding of human distress and mental disorder. In Unit 5, you are asked to compare and contrast Morrison's symptom model and process of differential diagnosis with the symptom model presented in the DSM-5 handbook. The project for this course is to conduct a diagnostic interview with a friend or colleague acting as your subject. Your interview should use the questions from the Cultural Formulation Interview, the Level 1 Symptom Questionnaire, the HUDAS, and any other inquiry you feel necessary to write your diagnostic assessment. Your subject can be honest about their conditions or can choose to role-play a fictitious character. Your report of this interview will be similar to an initial assessment report, presenting your findings, a diagnostic case formulation, and diagnostic impression. You can earn up to 20 points on the special project. Please address all 6 areas that are identified in the scoring rubric. Report and discuss the results of the measures you use. I am looking for an accurate and deep intuitive understanding of the person you have interviewed, as well as well-written reports with no significant grammatical errors. Lucid writing with no ambiguity indicates an ability to communicate well with your clients about your understanding of them. There is a detailed outline of this scoring rubric that is available on the course page.